Here at the Keepmoat Stadium. Pensive faces in those coaching boxes. Their job is done. Let's have a look at those teams. Starting with Hull KR, the spine is where the strength is. Jez Litton, Elliot Manchella, the two halves, Mikey Lewis and Tyrone May, and Niall Evalds, a Lance Todd Trophy winner with Castleton in 2021. They offer plenty of threat. Well, as for Wigan, it's a real power game that they can play. Ethan Havard, Luke Thompson off the bench, the likes of Patrick Mago and Tyler Dupree. But the skill set, the X factor, comes from Bevan French and Jay Field. Referee for this one is Chris Kendall, and in the video referee's hot seat this afternoon is Jack Smith. Touch judges Jonathan Roberts and Mark Craven. And we are all but ready to go. Bevan French with a big game to play. Those fans, well, it's fair to say, there are plenty of Robins here. There are a fair few cherry and whites too. And they might well be outnumbered. So the tee is there, just awaiting a ball. And Matt Peat, emotionless at the moment, as we prepare to kick off the first of the two men's Betfred Challenge Cup semi-finals. It will be the Robins who hand possession to Wigan first up here. And a perfect opportunity to bring in my commentary partners for this one. We've got the former Great Britain head coach, Brian Noble, and former Great Britain international. Brian Noble was one too, a bit of stardust for us here. Jonathan Davies.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. The boys have summed it up in the studio. But I think it does come down to composure, completing sets, and a good kicking game. Discipline on a very fast track today would be crucial, because one silly penalty or ill discipline will put you under pressure, positionally wise on the field.
Well, the Robins have to go toe for toe early in this game, the first 15 minutes, with this machine-like Wigan team with plenty of superstar potential. They've got to get to grips with Smith's kicking game, which we just saw an example of there, and then they need to bring their own brand of football, the Robins, and they're exciting. They have second phase, they'll take some chances, but early on they've got to go with this Wigan team.
Let's see how they play it early doors then, the Robins. Hiku that time tackled. One of those overseas imports. And again, the treatment being dished out as Burgess took on his old club there. Whitbread, another of those players signed by Willie Peters. Some shrewd recruitment has been done by the Robins. Tanganoa is on the bench, another of those who've made an impact. Manchella, the linchpin. Lewis, Evalds, streaming forward now with Opacek.
Great defence there, read that well.
Last tackle play then for Lewis. Sends it skyward. Field underneath it. So it's a connected chase from Hull KR.
Well, part and parcel of what Hull KR have to do with their kicking game, whether that be May or Lewis, is to give some standing starts to people like Field and French. All the speed they have with Marshall, they need to control that part of the game and have controlled restarts when they kick the ball.
Well, the Hull KR wolf pack at the moment. Never mind Robins, they're swarming. And Semba looking to unsettle, and a big surge from him.
Right, good close contact.
O'Neill spins a loose one, just about gathered up by Luke Thompson. And in the end, the penalty goes Wigan's way.
Yeah, I thought he was blowing a forward pass there. I think there was a little bit of confusion in the Wigan attack there, and there was a loose pass, and he was just very fortunate. I think that's a forward pass, but he's called him back for the penalty.
Yeah, he's given offside on the fringe, on the edge. That right side that our punditry team talked about at the start. May, Hiku, Burgess. They look to be having an early look at that at Wigan.
They have to be connected. If one goes in, they all go in. If one stays out, they all stay out. They can't be one in, one out. Creates a natural opening.
Well, they don't want to give Wigan freebies here, do they? And that's what they've done. Now they're in range. Smith. Oh, Ellis. Nice flick out the back for French. Wigan purring into life here. Close to that line. Too close for Rovers' comfort. Havard now. They managed to halt him. but the threat lurks. Ellis to Smith, now Field, Wardle, big figure of Wardle, and Wigan hit the fronts inside 4 minutes, and they made the field position pay, and Jake Wardle strikes first.
Well, it was that right side again, wasn't it? The Hull-KR defender, and they gave him too much space. It was the width of the pass from the other side of the post that really got this Robins team struggling. It wasn't a numbers issue, it was an actual space issue where Wardle took Hicko on the outside and punched in the line.
I think on the previous tackle there, Hicko just shot up to the line. So he sprinted up 30 yards, he had to sprint back 30 yards, and then he got himself in the wrong position. He showed too much of the outside shoulder, and Wardle just took it. Put too much pressure on himself to get positionally correct, and he got caught out. Just watch him, he's just run back now. They check it, they run the inside shoulder, and just watch him. You know, that's just, he's left too much for himself to do there.
Space, I agree. I tell you what, the setup play was brilliant. Here we see the finish. And Wardle just takes him on the outside too quick and stuck his hand out, and Hicko couldn't get there.
The other way he drops him there, if he goes really low and just cuts him down there. But it's a great angle, and they've noticed, as we've all said previously, the right-hand side, they're a little bit unsure of where they are, and they're not connected.
Yeah, they got well and truly spooked by Warrington last weekend, and well, it's been a point that Wigan have taken full advantage of.
I mentioned it earlier, you know, this pitch, maybe, you know, it's not that much smaller, but because it's a fast track, the bounce of the ball, you know, it's an enclosed, you know, stadia, it looks smaller, so one penalty and you're just under the cot straight away.
So Harry Smith in what is a bit of a cauldron here. There's plenty of Rovers fans trying to put him off, but the composure shown in this pressure situation just not quite there for Harry Smith, accuracy wise, but Wigan are in front here. First blood to them in this Challenge Cup semi-final.
Just on Jiffy's point there about the speed of Wigan's play, it's the earlier carries as well, and Sember and Thompson were into the line like wrecking balls up off the ground. They swung back, they played the ball quickly, and it gives Smith the opportunity to highlight those pieces of defence where Hull-KR haven't got back.
You saw Ellis, he took it back in, you know, to the play of the ball. You know, he just kept the inside defenders honest.
So Wigan have the ball back after points. And Luke Thompson trying to send them into that Rovers fray. And Sember's turn. Another huge human being.
I think they are distinctly bigger than the Hull-KR boys, and the bench is massive for Wigan.
Go, that's free.
You've got to hang on in the Hull-KR.
Ellis goes plundering yards.
He started well, hasn't he, Ellis?
Go for.
O'Neill now to Smith, who spots that space in behind. The Robins will scurry back.
What a kick.
Look where they've got to play from here.
What a kick, and about 11 blue jumpers in the frame on the kick chase. So really well complemented by this Wigan team. All those effort areas early in this game, and Sember's carrying the ball and Ellis is carrying the ball. Really good clear signs for Wigan.
And the two wingers of Hull-KR are going to be worried because, you know, there's a 40-20 on most times, so they've got to hang near the touchline. So there's a lot of grass to hit between the centres and the winger and the full back.
Tom Opacek back in the side with Jack Broadbent cup tied. Going to take his opportunity. Cheslin is good at that, spotted some space, but Wigan read the play. No route through for him that time. Lewis with the kick on the last end. And the territory battle certainly swinging Wigan's way here. Those in turquoise starting their sets in a far more profitable position.
Yeah, and there we see the kick strategy from Hull-KR again. Stick it as high as they can so they can get numbers, red and white jumpers into the frame to stop the likes of Field and Marshall here, trying to give their opportunity for their big blocks to get back.
William Farrell bumpers up for Wigan. Teeters again. Just probably a myriad of thoughts running through his mind at the moment. O'Neill then for Wigan to Smith. Thompson turned back into the traffic. Last tackle in the set here for Wigan. And Harry Smith goes high. but there's not an awful lot of space for eye levels to work in.
No, it's going to be an arm wrestle. They've just got to be patient. And as we said, just finish your sets, get a good field position, hopefully force an error where you can get your attacking options going. So it's all about the composure and the patience and not making any mistakes.
Well, let's not forget as well, reinforcing what Jiffy says there, that Wigan got their field position for the score from a penalty.
Litton finds Sue, who has become a bit of a fan's favourite for carries like that, making indentations. May onto Batchelor. Okay, inside Wigan territory, but it's the last one. Kick to come from Mikey Lewis. And they're on their bike, Tyrone May, Petahiku, Fields there. And I think Jake Wardle did just enough to keep May from prying.
May was playing for the penalty.
Yeah, I think you've got to have to, he's comfortable under the high ball. There's no wind out there today. Its conditions are brilliant for the full back. So once you get in the air, you can't touch him. They've got to get in his eye line and compete for the ball in the air.
Those Rovers fans rising in volume. They've been here before, 2022 at Ellen Road. They came in huge numbers and their side were beaten. They came here in huge numbers to Headingley last year and got the result, but Wigan smarting from that. Although this is a little bit more stiff in terms of the defence from Rovers, as Smith kicks from inside his own half.
That's a better set from Hull KR. Look, Evans is taking it back now. Better position to run the ball back, get the back three involved, get some yardage, give rest to the forwards.
Well, Ryan Hall's going to be massive with that. I know you were talking about the wingers before, Jim, but he has so much work out of backfield.
Well, he's built like a forward, isn't he?
Minchella. Now they're swinging into the line. Batchelor. Inside Wigan territory. Litton now to Minchella again. Accounted for by Wigan. Nice tackle. On the short side they'll come with May. And it's Mikey Lewis this time who's herring after it. Oh, and he tried to get Field, but Field just pushed him aside.
You've got to get him, or he's off.
But also, just a little bit too far again, that kick. Just a little bit too far.
So they're having to fight really hard here, Hull KR, to get back in control of these opening couple of players, and that's how you do it. Give him a big see you later with your shoulder.
That's the mistake they were looking for.
Yeah, Wardle spilled it, and suddenly the volume's ramped up, and suddenly the energy is with those in red and white as Hadley packing a punch for the Robins as they edge forward.
Going to get a couple of settlers in now, there's a play on.
Now Whitbread laying the tarmac. Behind him is Litton to May. Hadley. Another clamber through turquoise shirts. As OKR posed some problems. Minchella turned back for Sue. Not going to be bumping Liam Farrell off this time. Had the feet planted, and Jesse Sue a little slow to his feet. Litton now to May. Short ball for Hadley, almost crept in. 3 tackles left, another short ball. Wigan's defence standing firm, but it's being tested. May for Rovers. Batchelor has run himself into a cul-de-sac there.
Had to square up his shoulders there. Easy drift.
Evans finds Lewis. We're going to make this a test at the back here. And Liam Marshall creeps his way into the field of play.
Great kick from May. Marshall had to clear the ball. Wasn't caught in goal. Normally you'd expect a set from the restart, but he jumped from the field of play. Got to stay real disciplined here, Rovers.
Ollie Peters a little more satisfied. French now with the dazzling footwork.
They'll kick early, I think, Wigan. Watch out, they might kick early.
Havard will look to gain a bit more ground, but they've run through the tackles here, and that is credit to the line speed from OKR and Smith. Digs them out of trouble with that one.
Great kick again.
That's a great kick.
Ryan Hall winding up now for OKR. And as you mentioned before, they are right in the arm wrestle here.
Yeah.
Tackle's good one. Yeah.
So it's a frantic pace, this is. First 12 minutes.
Stand, hold, go
Two
to.
tight forwards there, now in there.
Well, other than the try, there's not been a break or the penalty. It's been non-stop.
Go free.
So Little finds Minchella biting in. Lewis drops it off nicely. Opacek's turn to test out Wigan's mettle. Whitbread with a stomp. Better place to finish the set here. Can they make it a contest here from the boot of Lewis? That might have been overcooked, that one. Well, no problems with the... Oh, well, is it a late...
Give him a penalty or something.
I think they were waiting for a penalty because I think May again was looking for interference. I'm not sure if May ran into the Wigan player or he turned into him. We'll have to wait and see. But the ball was caught in his foot in the line, so it's a tap.
20-metre restart.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, I thought they were going to give that against Wigan, but I was waiting for the tap.
May was looking
Yeah,
for it. You said he looked for it on the previous one, didn't he?
He did.
Semple with the offload. Second phase here for Wigan, and Brad O'Neill taking that baton and carrying it.
Go to.
Just under a quarter of an hour played in this Challenge Cup semi-final. Cade Ellis from Dubbo clattering it forward that time. Smith takes it to the line. Now Field. Now he's got some space. Now he might hit the accelerator. Joe Burgess drags him down. Marshall to Farrell. A hit up just to set the point. Last one here for Wigan. Smith will take this forward. Now Ellis. French, the shape is there. It's a lovely kick. Barabba Smithski! The Lebanon winger took to the skies to take the kick, and he might just have taken Wigan further in front here.
Well, from one end of the field to the other, we're going to the screen to find out, but he's going to give a try there. They've gone from under their own sticks to under the opposition sticks. This is some decision coming up.
Yeah, try on field decision. Jack Smith is the video referee.
Tackle 5, we've got a try on field. We're checking onside and grounding. It comes from a kick, so pause the ball on the foot, please, on the kick. Just wait for onside, offside. When it comes, we'll pause the ball on the foot of French. Just before the foot. Yes, play this through. Everyone to the right is onside. Close in on the catch, please. It all looked clean on that angle. The catch is clean. Let's just go something close in on grounding. Let's stay on this angle. And the ball is grounded. Thank you, I've seen the angles I need, I've made my decision.
If it wasn't a try, it'd have been a penalty try. He was taken in the air anyway. So, but I tell you what, just watch how they square up. That's the difference at the moment. They square and hold defenders. So if you square up and run their inside shoulder, you can't drift, and then you're isolating the winger a little bit. And Ryan Hall did everything he could there because he was dragged in, by the honesty of the angle. And what a beautiful! Just watch him. Look how straight he goes. Everyone's got to stand up and wait. It's a broken line. Ryan Hall is kind of just dragged in a little bit. What a kick and what a finish.
What a sentiment right at the death there, Jiffy. What about the quality of this kick from French? We talked about how he beats people, how he runs past people, how he sidesteps people. 27 try assists this season. Look at the quality of this kick. It's on a sixpence.
That's a great finish as well. He holds his run, he times it perfectly. That's a great try. And as you said, you got 100 yards there, and they've just got field mid yards, and then you just settled down and they knew what they were doing. And that's maybe the difference so far, is the clinicalness on the last tackle.
So Harry Smith looking to kick this one from the sideline. It was precision from French. Is it precision from Smith? Yes, it is. So it's a 10-0 lead for Wigan. And let's go down to Tanya Arnold, who has some news for us.
Yeah, well, we were getting the video ref decision there. Willie Peters stormed down from where he's watching the game to have very strong words with the fourth official. He's not happy about a couple of the decisions that have gone against his team. He certainly didn't feel that Wigan deserved a penalty in the build-up to that try.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, you know, you got to have a little bit of luck.
I would like to have a look at whether Fields' foot was on the line or wasn't on the line.
And also was May taken out in the build-up to it. We haven't seen those yet.
Meanwhile, we're going to no time to think about such matters. They've got a 10-point lead, and this semi-final's going well for them so far.
They're busy swinging the wrecking ball, aren't they? Those big blokes are just filing forward.
You've been singing that all morning, so I knew you'd get the wrecking ball lightning.
I can't get it out of my mind.
You on commission, Brian?
Not at all.
So Brad O'Neill stalks to the play the ball. Wigan have options. OKR looking to get off the line and put it about here.
And Semler's been good, hasn't he?
Yeah, post tackle he's been good, hasn't he? He's just kept on driving.
Nice and quick,
Thompson's turn. Not beyond the 30. This is the last though, and Smith again, who's, you can see, visibly feeling the heat, gets his kick and it's straight down the throat of Burgesson, although there wasn't a lot of broken field for him to work in there.
No, but they won that small batter. They put a bit of pressure on Smith, which restricted his ability to kick so long, which he's done really well at the start of this game. He's setting a really good platform for this Wigan team.
Tanganoa's on, and they've been, as the pundits, John and Kev were talking about in the build-up, he has been key. Yeah. Good line running. Minchella, I think he expected somebody to be offering some support there, but didn't quite get it. OKR though, edging towards the end of the tackle count. Sue then with the slug up.
They haven't offered much there in that set, have they, really?
Lewis's kick. Oh, that's just gone straight up in the air. It's just almost no depth to that whatsoever. It's been picked up, though, by Lewis. Lewis with the chip and chase. Lewis is after it, and it just outruns him. But he is jacking the box.
Yeah, he knew it was a poor kick. He chased it. All the Wigan players stood off it. He caught it and just didn't get enough height on that little chip at the end. Just watch. It's a poor kick. Everyone leaves it. There he goes. I'll take it. And just, he's unlucky with a bounce here. We've seen it so many times. The bounce coming back goes against OKR. Great play.
Well, I was thinking, do something different, Rovers. Do something that's going to challenge them. I don't think he wanted to do that, but he chased his own kick real well, caught it, and if he'd have dribbled it through past the full-back, he would have well been in the chance.
When you do a bad kick, you have to chase it yourself. It's embarrassing.
Jay Field, he's been swarmed. No room for him to play in on that occasion. O'Neill keeps it moving as Wigan move the point of the attack. Ellis again, and then Smith just hooks that one away. And he has found the ground, and he has found touch. Maybe a chance just to take a breather here.
Well, the sun has come out, the temperature's gone up a little bit. Certainly for Rovers, because they're chasing the scoreboard now. We see the Lewis example of something different, but in essence it gave Wigan an extra tackle, so they get further down the field. So they play the percentages really well, Wigan.
So it's Wigan tomorrow in the Women's Challenge Cup semi-final. The Men's Challenge Cup semi-final, Huddersfield against Warrington, that's at 2:40. And then the Wheelchair Challenge Cup final on June the 1st, 2:30 p.m. on iPlayer and the BBC Sport website and app. Leeds Rhinos against Castleford Tigers is on BBC 2, June the 1st from 5 p.m. And then the Challenge Cup finals day, women's and men's, June the 8th from 11:15 a.m. from Wembley. And that's what we're here for, as Lewis picks his way through the tacklers and up to halfway. What's on offer for Hull KR here? Wigan stingy so far. What a nice pass from Edwards. It's smuggled that out somehow. And then Burgess runs into a turquoise roadblock. Tyrone May swings the kick. Fields on the run, and he pouches it, and Nabasmiski's on the move too, but credit to Hull KR. Tom Opacek wanted Jay Field, and he got it.
Well, what we haven't mentioned about Wigan is they defend pretty well as well. Yeah. You know, part of their DNA is that they not only wear their heart on their sleeves in respect of effort, but it's a huge culture in the club is you've got to make your tackles, and they're doing that at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to hang on in there. As we said, that's what Hull got. But I do feel they've got to square up a little bit better because they're drifting a little bit across, and it's easy for the Wigan defenders at the moment.
Jez.
Matt Pete
Wait.
fairly satisfied,
Go for.
you would imagine.
Outside.
It's Bevan French this time.
Outside. Brad.
Just hooks the kick across field. That's nine-level scampering. Nobody's got their hands on it yet. And in came the Wigan chase.
Well, it's not chasing ones and twos and threes. He's chasing fives and sixes and sevens. Oh, and here's a penalty.
Yeah, it's unfortunately there for Wigan, and
Needed that, Rovers.
Hull needed that. Yes, they did. But they got a couple of good kickers, long distance kickers, haven't they, Wigan? And that's what the advantage at the moment. They're getting long kicks in.
Mikey Lewis taking it upon himself to start things maybe here for Rovers, Brian.
Not sure that was the play. Tyrone May's taking this quick tap, throwing it straight to Mikey Lewis, who's seen all 5 or 6 of those giant turquoise shirts as you line them up there, and he got bashed.
I think Tyrone May's got to come in and take a bit of control now. He's got to organise it and allow Mikey Lewis to be the runner. That's where his threat is. So Tyrone May's got to come in and control and organise the plays.
Big shot from Thompson and Unsamba on Jai Whitbread there. Jay Field, Jai Whitbread. I've been tussling with that one all week.
Well, they're both quick, Matt. You'll be all right with that. What we're seeing is Hull KR not ending their sets well, not ending the finishes to their sets well, which is putting themselves under pressure. And it's alleviating any kind of pressure. I think they've only had one set at Wigan's end of the field.
Don't get involved!
Wigan in possession then.
6 again!
With a
6
point lead. Sam Luckley's on for Jesse Sue, by the way. And now entering the fray, Cruz Leeming or Brad O'Neill. So they're clearly sensing maybe that there's room for him to have a scoot here.
Yeah, you know, the physicality of O'Neill, and now the quicker hooker is on. Oh.
That won't help.
No.
Cade Ellis with the spill.
Yeah, he's trying to get the offloads away, isn't he, Ellis? So he just fell foul of it there. You've got to secure possession first.
Tanganoa trying to wreak the kind of havoc that he is capable of, and that was the spill from Ellis. Mikey Lewis this time. Parting defenders, but then over to judo there from Adam Kieran.
It's an illegal judo throw because he's given 6 again, illegal in the tackle. So 6 more play for Rovers.
So Jez Litton patrolling that ruck with those extra tackles now in the bank here. Lewis turned back now for Tanganoa. And he can be that stake through the heart, can't he? He's got
knock on
ability. Not if he plays the ball like that. And Wigan just getting jump starts here all over the place.
And that was a good start. That was a great opportunity for Rovers there, because he's had a penalty or a reset just inside the Wigan half. They had time to settle and then put something on, but unfortunately, just drops it there.
Yeah, you can't build pressure if you keep taking the cork out of the bottle. And that's what Rovers are doing to themselves at the moment.
I think you've got to get Evans in as well. He's got to come in some way. I haven't seen enough of him yet. He is a threat from full back, so he's got to come in and help Lewis and me.
Yeah, just as Marshall's doing here for Wigan.
Wait here. Go on.
He is a real threat. Dupree on for Ethan Havard. As Wigan is rotating those giant forwards. It's like a production line, isn't it? Thompson scrambles clear of halfway.
Jai, wait here. Go free.
Leeming finds Smith. And now Dupree's turn. Almost joined Hull KR. He's had a meteoric, almost near successful rise with Wigan since joining. Collecting cups as if they were football stickers. Here comes Farrell.
Move, Elliot!
So this is the 5th and last. Smith takes it to line. He's fancying a chip and chase himself here. Lewis got behind it.
Fantastic work from Lewis, man. Honestly, Smith has seen a hole there, thought, I'm going to beat him to the punch, and Lewis has worked really hard to turn around, run him off the ball and beat him to the catch with plenty of pressure. Well done, Michael Lewis.
He's very busy. He's very busy at the moment, Mikey Lewis. He's doing a lot of work. You need to share the workload.
Yeah, there's wanting to take control, and as you say, you want to keep himself fresh.
10 metres, wait.
There are many players who have that ball-playing skill, and Jez Litton is another of those who can be an organiser, an orchestrator. It's fired down the throat of Jay Field, and a few shaking heads up here.
Surrender!
Well, I think we're shaking our heads because I think Hull KR's last plays are not as pressure creating as Wigan's last plays.
That was a
They're
tough,
kicking from the front foot.
that's a tough kick for Litton there from, you know, the acting half back.
Leeming, scheming.
As I said, he's got to keep in it now, haven't he? Hull KR, you know, it's only 10 points. There's a long time to go. One try and it's back on, but he's just got to keep on in there now.
4. Out, Jays! Elliot.
Leeming again on the back of the carry from Thompson. Dupree, some more softening up of that Rovers middle. Nice tackle. George King about to come on. 9 levels underneath it. There is a cordon. He's not taken that cleanly. Wardle has. Wigan right in it here. Sensing try number 3. Marshall to Farrell. Now Leeming. They're all a little bit flat here, Wigan, but they'll take it because Dupree has just given them some depth here.
Coming left here, watch out.
Leeming finds Smith into field. His pace always a threat, always a worry. Back towards the middle. A half an hour mark looming. And Wigan get a set restart here. So they don't need to panic. Smith and Sember's on the shoulder, and that was easily read. What a finish from Junior and Sember. He just lighted on the hard-back shoulder, and they punched their way through for a 3rd try. Wigan running riot. Hull KR 0, Wigan 14.
Well, the 6 again was crucial for Wigan and desperately bad for Hull Kingston Rovers. 6 more plays. It gives Smith the opportunity to have a look to which side they should go. Pointed out and Sember on somebody's outside shoulder, and he just had to run hard, which is a prerequisite. But here's the big mistake.
Look at the difference, isn't it? No, look at the difference there, Brian. There's players in this face, right? Marshall put pressure on the full-back, he drops it, and this sets up this play. Easy finish there. Smith just squares up once again. When they've got you for numbers, they just hold the line so well, and it just runs the whole. Big man on little man, you have got no chance there.
Well, he attracted the service, if is that right expression, of Tanganoa. Tanganoa jumped in, which gave Sember a one-on-one on an outside shoulder, and he took it. He just went for it.
They have been so clinical. Every opportunity they've had, they've taken it.
It's only a few weeks back that Wigan were feeling the full force of Hull KR's attacking threats. And they clearly learned their lesson. And those Hull KR players behind the posts are in the middle of a bit of a washing machine sensation at the moment, being churned up.
Yeah, they're in the mix for sure. They're on the fast spin at the moment, so they need to do something about that. Pull the plug on the washing machine, if you ask me. They need to get themselves some decent end to sets and try and get themselves some field position to get back into this game, because they are capable. This game's certainly not open, but the rhythm that Wigan have at the moment and the quality of what they're doing is all for everybody to see.
I think the defence is the Wigan defence is just really controlling the Hull KR attack. They're closing the half-backs down. They're very lateral, they're not straightening up.
To Harry Smith.
No.
Watches it, and it's no good again.
You'd be disappointed with that.
10 metres, yeah.
It's an easy kick, left foot there.
Well, it's Smith again that identifies, he attracts the attentions of Tanganoa, the number 20 in the Rovers jumper, and he comes too far in, which creates a space outside of him, and then Sember the space to run outside somebody else.
Again, Harry Smith has been very influential. He's controlling everything. You know, maybe you don't see it, but he gets into position, he gets the kick away, you know, and he's bringing forwards off him as well.
Wigan at the moment too hot to handle. A sticky afternoon here in South Yorkshire. Challenge Cup semi-finals. Wigan going to make it back to the National Stadium. Last time they were there in the cup final, it was at Tottenham. So tackle from Tanganoa that time. And Mikey Lewis, who is Jiffy and Brian have both mentioned, has been really busy. Not doing mostly, for the most part, what he's at his best at, which is scheming and creating.
Watch this ball. There we are.
Oh, that's pitched awkwardly, isn't it, for Evolts? And penalty.
Offside. Cruz Lehman has added to this Wigan attack as well. They've got to take account of him, even though he doesn't run, which he's run a couple of times about 15-20 metres. They've got to take an account of him. So the people that mark us for Rovers, the defenders there, can't move on until he's shifted the ball.
Now this is a chance. Penalty, good field position.
Lewis to May, on to King.
Move, Cruz!
That's the settler.
Cold.
Maybe a couple more to come. Luckley is poised to take one up into the blood and guts, so to speak, as it's Minchella to May. Now the shape is there, but Cade Ellis rocked his former Penrith teammate. Mikey Lewis now skipping, throws a dummy, and then skips through. This is better from the Robins. Obachek. Oh, what's he done here?
Give him a leg pull when they're on the front foot.
The ball carrier's gone back to ground after he's played it.
Other than the penalty, I'm not sure how chuffed they'll be about that.
Yeah, well, Wigan get to reset their defence, and they were slightly fractured there when Paul was looking for the opportunity.
So Luckley gives them a position here to work from. Little with the dummy half sneak. Tackled just short of the line. Minchella, this place will go up if those Robins score, that's for sure. Hiku getting being run down a cul-de-sac. Burgess in acting half. Wigan happy just to slide. King's turn. Straightens things up nicely. Minchella will be the conductor of the orchestra here. Now Lewis. Oh, Tanguy Noah on that kind of line. Flicks one wide for Ryan Hall.
He dropped it. Saw it here first, he dropped it, I'm sure he did.
See the difference there? Mikey Lewis squared up. He straightened up and created the space outside. And that's the problem, that's the difference.
So no try, on-field decision. Jack Smith is our video referee.
It's tackle 4, we've got a no try on field. We're checking touch into grounding, please. Calls no try on field for both. He's in possession at this point, his feet are on the ground. His foot there, keep going on that angle with his foot. It appears, can we got the back angle to see where his foot is, please? Let's rule off the touch element of it first. Right. On the touch, we can go from this side on angle. This side and angle again, this same angle. Yeah. Decision. On the first angle, you can see his foot looked just in the field of play. So we go on this side angle. We've established it's no try. Foot's in the field still there. It then goes green. It's more around the restart of play. I can see from the other angle. Yeah, this angle's fine now. His foot was in. The ball is lost over the try line. Thank you, I've seen the angles I need. I've made my decision.
That's a great effort, man. That's a great effort by Ryan Hall. He had 3 defenders, and he's only a fingertip away from scoring. Great effort.
So that's a confirmation, no try.
Dead. 20-minute restart.
And a 20-metre restart, and that means a 7-tackle set for Wigan as well. So further insult to injury for Kearu, as you say, but so close from Ryan Hall's big outstretched arm.
Well, any positive ends to sets that they've had have ended up in 7 tackles for Wigan.
Yeah.
Possible positive set ends, I should say.
Go early, right side, Tyrone.
So Thompson, who came back to the Super League from a spell at the NRL with the Bulldogs and joined his old club St Helens' biggest rivals, but it's a move that so far seems to have worked out for him. Smith has to give himself up here. Surrender tackle called out by Chris Kendall. Dupree with the headband. And that's a carry which guides Wigan just inside Hull KR territory, and now they can make some major moves as we edge towards half-time. Leeming finds Ellis, double pump, and then takes the contact. Last one in the set here. Harry Smith is going to take this forward. Wardle wants a clever kick. Skimming, Burgess fumbles, Marshall keeps it alive, and Miski will score try 2.
Great awareness by Farrell.
And Chris Kendall just
checking offside, isn't he?
is going to make sure here. For a second, he was just about to reach out that arm, but it will be a try-on-field decision. Another chance for Jack Smith to dig out his little pencil or whatever he needs to do.
So 0 tackle on field, and the live call is try. We're going to go back to the original kick, please, to check onside, offside, and then through to grounding. Live decision is try on field. Harry Smith in possession. I think Wardle's the kicker. Holds the ball on the foot. All chasers are onside at this point. Let's run this through to the catch. Ball just appears lost and picked up clean. Just something really close in on the pick-up, please, from Marshall. Just check he maintains possession at all times. It's just dropped, which we've got our first offence. Ball's picked up clean, offloaded, caught clean, just slow on grounding, and the ball's grounded. Thank you, I've seen the angles I need, I've made my decision.
See the commitment there for Wigan. He's a right winger, right? He's chasing a kick by the left centre. And again, it's the pressure kick. He fumbles it, they make the most of the opportunity. I think Marshall, I thought it was far but Marshall did extremely well. The awareness, just to pop it inside. Any three or four Wigan players could have scored.
Well, the difference in intercept performances from these two teams today is palpable. You can feel it. This is a different option from Smith. I'm going to threaten them by running at them and trust Jake Warble to dribble the ball through and people to chase it. The chase is too enthusiastic, it's too energetic. They pick the ball up, give it to Miski, he won't have an easy try to score.
And again, when Smith takes it to the line, right, you know, they've got to hold, they've got to stay with him, and the kick is lovely. They compete for it again. And anything, when you compete and you put people under pressure, anything can happen with the bounce of a rugby ball.
That's 10 tries in 7 games against Hull KR. 10 tries in his past 7 games. He's running hot, Abbas Miski. There's a big Cedars flag behind the sticks that's been up and being displayed a couple of times. There it is, almost on cue. Harry Smith, meanwhile, the tack on the extras and make it a 20-point lead, which in a Challenge Cup semi-final, given how close it was last year, he couldn't quite find the mark this time. Smith, they've left a few points out there today.
He has, he's not kicking well, you know, out the hand he's been brilliant. But come off the tee, he's been poor.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that.
He is disappointed, look.
They've had some good assists from the whole KR. Burgess had dropped one, Niall Levels had dropped one, so they picked up the spoils from that. But the pressure of the kicks and his field kicking, as you said, Jiffy, has been exemplary.
O'Loughlin there, you know, I think one of the assistant coaches or the trainer's gone on, put his arm around Harry Smith to say, forget the kicking, mate, you know, the next one, you're playing well, good experience.
Yeah, forget the kicking, just keep scoring
just
from
keep
your
scoring tries.
kicks.
We're going to brought on Patrick Mago, by the way, so it's not going to get any easier for Hull KR here.
No respite there, man.
He looks pumped, he's ready, he's desperate. Oh, it's missed him out. Had to leave a man hanging.
Don't readjust!
Field. Smith picks her off the back of that. Come down the short side now with Leeming. Good hands for Wardle. Delays his pass for Marshall. The kick will go back inside. Wigan might go back to back here, and they will, because Harry Smith backs up and scores, and Wigan have torn Hull KR up down their right edge. It was picked out in punditry, and boy has it been painful for the Robins.
Well, Smith again highlights no numbers, goes through there. They find the short kick. There must be 6 blue jumpers in the frame when it comes to picking that ball up. Stay here, Hull KR. They picked on that right side again, as rightly pointed out by John Wigan and Kev Brown. They got 2 players, and it's obvious you've got to run that. Marshall finds the kick. Everybody's onside. It's Liam Farrell queuing up, Wardle's queuing up, and the bloke that's been running this game, Harry Smith, he gets the rewards for his chase at the middle. Fantastic.
It's clever play by Leeming as well, because he runs on the right side, just watching, goes on the right side, holds Batchelor number 12, creates the 3-on-2, and they know, like, as the boys in studio, you know, they've just forecasted this, and unfortunately, if you get it wrong, you are in big trouble.
Well, Adam Kieran is taking on kicking duties here, maybe just sparing Harry Smith. The two have traded the tee over the course of the season. Going back to that play, that we've seen that quite a few times over the past couple of years. Liam Marshall's got a very good little cute kicking game.
The thing is, when you get the overlap and you're isolated and then you get the winger away, he's got a one-on-one with the full-back. If you know you've got an inside support stream there, you put the grubber in rather than got to take a full-back on.
So Kieran taking his time. Some of those Robins fans are heading for the refreshments.
Very unusual you get two left-footed kickers, goal kickers in the side.
I've never kicked a goal, I wouldn't know.
Adam Kieran's going to show you how, Brian, I would imagine. Very good record in his time at Catalan. Played in a grand final against Wigan last year. Allowed him to get back there with the cherry and whites this time. Kick is good. OKR, though, know that a monumental turnaround is required in this tie if they are to repeat their heroics of 2023 and make it back to Wembley. But at the moment, just under 2 minutes to the break. Well, Wigan are almost booking the tickets.
Yeah, Wigan's attack has been so slick, and LKR has been very clunky, unfortunately.
Well, a slick attack with a brutal, ruthless defence when they've had to be. Quite the opposite for the Robins.
Love the jumper stuff from Wigan, but then there's a bit of tenacity showing. Oh, there's a little too much tenacity from George King for Chris Kendall, and the penalty goes Wigan's way, and they will just repeat the process.
Tell you what, they look for another one now. They're on a bit of on the bounce here, so the penalty gives them field position. A minute left, they can have one more crack at it.
And Semba really digging in.
10 metres.
And they've taken Cruz Leeming off, so it really is a power game here from Wigan. A pack full of behemoths. Dupree with a little... What's he doing? Who does he think he is?
They all want a bit of it now, don't they? 24-0 up.
He thought he was Brad Fittler or something. Mago to Smith.
Surrender. 3.
Wigan halted.
Drop a goal now.
Range. Yeah, he's in the pocket.
3. Clear.
Field. Oh, it's a lovely kick. Niall Edwards was alert and alive to it.
They just look threatening every time they have the ball, with the shape, with the speed and skill that they have within the team. Smith is just up, he's running the runners seamlessly.
And there goes the hooter, and it brings down the curtain on the first half, one that OKR will wish to forget. They won't have chance to. Wigan will make sure they feel it in the second half.
Well, Jiffy's used the right word. They're too slick. Wigan are too slick.
Clinical, aren't they? Absolutely clinical.
So the players heading off the field here. Two very different camps, two very different emotions. This has been a one-sided Challenge Cup semi-final so far. So here we go. Half-time, OKR 0, Wigan 24, and Tanya Arnold has some half-time reaction, starting with Wigan's Liam Marshall.
Liam, how much did you target a fast start after the other week?
Yeah, you've got to start fast then again. I think it's the key to the game, but still obviously a big 40 minutes to go. First half went probably as well as we could imagine, but these are a great side. They'll come out and play some rugby, so we need exactly the same second half.
You must be thrilled with the defence, which is too strong.
Yeah, so we talked about defence wins games, doesn't it? So hopefully we can keep it up second half, and yeah, see how we go.
Liam, thanks for your time. Let's bring in Ryan Hall. Ryan, are you feeling a little aggrieved about some of the decisions out there, particularly for the first couple of tries?
No, I like to keep the referee out of it. My try was a no try. That's a correct decision. I keep the referee out of it. Got to look at ourselves in these games. I think the territory has been played round midfield, which is what you want from a semi-final. But Wigan have been, credit to Wigan, have been very clinical down our end, and they've executed really well. I mean, inch perfect.
How do you get back into this?
Hard work.
Cheers, Ryan.
Well, Ryan Hall has used the word clinical. Jonathan Davis used the word clinical as well. They are the stats that just highlight Wigan's 24-0 point, what do you want to pick out, John?
Well, for me, missed tackles 31. Obviously, that equates perfectly to tackle bust 31 for Wigan. And maybe that physical confrontation up front is just where Wigan started to get on top of Hull KR. I think it was a magical defensive performance from Wigan. We can speak about the points that they scored. I just don't think they give Hull KR an opportunity to breathe and get into the game.
It's as if they came out with a point to prove, Wigan, isn't it? I mean, he talks about their physical dominance. We've used the word clinical. You could say ruthless as well.
Well, last week I watched Wigan's second half and I thought it was the best I've seen from any team.
At
Huddersfield. And that's just been eclipsed by the complete balance of the side. I thought the kicking game, the execution and the plan, John, the way they were moving the ball away from the teeth of Hull KR's defence, which I think's led to the amount of missed tackles because they've been getting them in tricky positions.
Yeah, very smart by Wigan. Take the heat out of the game. Harry Smith moving the ball, but Hull KR and the fans around us feel aggrieved.
They do. Ryan Hall tried to say it's not about the ref, but try telling that to the Hull KR fans.
They've absolutely got a case, haven't they? If you look at the opening 2 tries, the first try in particular, that came off what was a blatant forward pass off Brad O'Neill, as we see here. They are offside, but what compounds it in the stadium is it looks like the referee's missed the forward pass and then he's pinged Hull KR for offside. I believe the forward pass, that was forward. They didn't get the call, and ultimately that led to points, Kev.
It was several yards forward.
Yeah, it was, and Ryan Hall's bang on. When they don't get things right, this is what they've got to be better. And last week we mentioned this right edge being aggressive. Well, it's almost like they've flipped the script and gone, let's just be really passive, but they've got to go forward there or you get that. They fall over the line. You're up against a world-class, sensational centre in Jake Wardle. And Petrick, who can't back off on his line there, he's got to go forward and initiate the contact.
Yeah, and the timing of being aggressive is really important, and I agree with Kev completely. It just looks really passive. What impressed me about Wigan, though, this is the set after point, right? Harry Smith nails a kick, and then look at this chase. If you're looking for evidence that your team is invested in producing a performance, there's the details that Matty Pete will be excited about. The set after a point to come up with that was real quality.
I mean, the Hull KR fans feel aggrieved by the second try as well. I mean, there's something else we want to highlight on this involving Kev in just a moment. But first of all, they feel aggrieved that they didn't get a penalty before Wigan scored again.
Well, I just think Tyrone May's tripped by Harry Smith. Harry Smith checks his run. I think he clearly stops Tyrone May for getting a run at J Field. I think that's a penalty.
He's had a good look at that there, the referee. I think he's stood his ground. You're not allowed to do that, are you? You've got to keep moving. So the referee, you would say, has got that one right, and it completely flipped the game on its head.
Yeah, when they got down the other end, this is where Wigan have been clinical, haven't they? When they get into these positions, they've come up with points. It's nice ball moving to Bevan French. I believe that's perfectly executed. My compadre next
just
to me.
Just watch the way he drops the ball. He's dropped that on his shin.
You think he's miskicked that?
It's a little bit of a miskick that, but he's that good. He's still put it where he wants.
Kev the Magician Brown would have made a clean contact with it. That's so good. What a finish, what a take from Miski though. All jokes aside.
Under pressure, the clinical out there.
You are a hard taskmaster. You are, Kevin Brown. Look, and then Hull KR started making mistakes as well, so they then compounded it.
Yeah, I think that's what Ryan Hall's alluding to. I think when it comes to controlling what you can, I just felt like Hull KR got it wrong, and every chance it looked like they may be going to get back into the game, they either came up with an error. This is now levelled, and that just gave Wigan, who were hungry and clearly had an appetite to get the ball, field position.
And you've got to admire the transition. Once Wigan sort of sniffed that blood, once they've got the ball back, they're like a wave. They just come and attack, and Junior December on the line. Great line, but Harry Smith, I think, has been the best player on the field. But again, you look at Opacek for Hull KR, too wide, stood, they're not on the line, and another fall-over try.
He's in all sorts there, Opacek, because he's got December ripping his inside shoulder off, and he's got J Field. Like, that's the power of J Field sometimes. It just holds defenders out. And in December, we had some fantastic analysis before the game that the producer decided not to use, so we're delighted about that.
In defence of the producer, who can never come on here and say anything, we had to drop that because you spent too much time faffing about with Bevan French. That's why we had to drop it.
Very true.
It was a sliding doors moment then, really. Hull KR had their best opportunity, which Ryan Hall agrees was quite rightly disallowed, and Wigan then go straight down the other end.
Yeah, and it's not a clear-cut opportunity, but it's the best they've had all half, and Ryan Hall, is a sensational winger, but you've got to say the 3 men pushing him over the line is committed defence, and that's what's created the error. And again, it's off the back of this what happens. It's they don't score, Wigan go up at the end, they're clinical.
And Miski, like, talk about people turning up and Wigan turning up into positions. Miski's the right winger. Kevin, you spotted this in game.
Well, I just thought, what's he doing there? And he's just hungry, he's just busy, he's just putting effort first, something we spoke about Hull KR. But they're making them pay. When they make an error there, Joe Burgess doesn't pick the ball up. They're not just happy diving on the ball, they're making them pay and compounding that error to points.
I suppose just a couple of things on what we've seen in that, and Jonathan made the point in commentary. On the high kicks, Wigan are getting themselves in the faces of Hull KR. Wigan, when they are defending the high kicks, Hull KR aren't getting in their faces, and then Wigan are defending in their numbers of 3 and 4, like that on Ryan Hall.
Well, I think to Hull KR's defence, I think they were shepherded off the ball, attempting to put some pressure on Jay Field. But yeah, the kicking game from Wigan, there's not been a flaw in Wigan's game at all, has it? We expected their left edge to really go at Hull KR's right, and that they did, didn't they, throughout that half. And ultimately the Harry Smith try was a product of, again, the Wigan left edge being ruthless, and it's Wardle and Marshall just picking an opportunity off.
Really
and again, it's passive. It's
really
passive.
It is, it's passive, and it's probably the area to be passive, but then the execution from Liam Marshall, that's a winger. He's got to, 1, catch the ball, 2, get down the touchline, and then he puts it on the inside of his right foot.
Did he mean that?
He didn't miss it, that was perfect, Chappie.
That was a 9 out of 10, not 10.
But you can't underestimate the level of execution and the clinical nature that Wigan have had in this half. There's been a variation of attack. They've attacked on the right, on the left, through the middle. And Matty Pete said something before the game that they must be really hard to preview. Off the back of this, it's impossible.
Yeah, and what Matty Pete will be delighted with is obviously the scoreline, exceptional half of rugby. But it'll be, I think they've competed in those moments where the ball's on the ground, where there's an error made, little moments. Jake Wardle pouncing on a loose ball. We saw their mistake on loose balls, reacting to kicks. Miski making efforts. Those small efforts have amounted to a great performance. But we can't deny that the start of the game was marred by, for me, a couple of bad decisions that really got Wigan into the game, but they've been exceptional since then.
Semi-final weekend then across the men's and women's Challenge Cup. We've got another 2 tomorrow, but let's show you what happened in the first women's semi-final. St Helens against York Valkyrie, watched by Sharon Shorten.
They're within 5 now as Saints. Gaskin takes on the line, swings it out wide. This could be the first try, and it goes to Leah Burke. So used to seeing her scoring tries on the big occasions, and she's done it again for St Helens, and that stretches them to 6-0.
Go for.
Cunningham, centre of the field, short ball and straight through is stopped. St Helens get the ideal start to the second half. Mottershead, here's Cunningham, keeping it moving and alive. To Rudge, who shrugs off the tackle, spins and twirls and twists. And that could be a crucial try for Saints as they look to return to Wembley.
Go for.
So interchanges for St Helens with less than 20 minutes to go now. Again, fresh legs on from the bench, and here's Hook that comes down the wing, taking the pass, runs at the angle. This will be superb if Hook can get this try. What a try! Phoebe Hook scored for St Helens in a great try in the final last year. She's done the same this year in the semi-final. Harris takes on the line, long wild ball goes back, finds Stott, who's got Hook again. Hook going for the corner. Phoebe Hook gets her second try of the game, and that certainly sends Saints to Wembley. Saints moving the ball back towards the centre of the field, again with Gaskin, just lays off a little one for Georgia Sutherland, who again tries to find space out wide. Does she need support? No, she doesn't. She's gone herself, she backed herself, and she gets the ball down, and that takes Saints through the 30-point mark. The countdown starts in the stadium, and St Helens seal their 4th consecutive Challenge Cup final appearance, their 2nd appearance at Wembley. An afternoon which in the second half has seen them dominate the York Valkyrie, A 30-point win in the end. And it's Saints that will defend that trophy again on June the 8th.
Well, I've got two very happy St Helens players with me. Player of the match, Jodie Cunningham and Faye Gaskin. Jodie, we held you back from the celebrations there, but what's it been like since you got yourselves to Wembley again?
Oh, changing rooms were mega, like all the girls just so buzzing, but not just to get to Wembley. I think the performance as well, it's everything that we built towards, it's everything we spoke about, and yeah, couldn't be prouder of the group.
Faye, it looks, if you just saw the scoreline, that it was comfortable, but that first half in particular was really tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was such a physical battle, and I said to the girls, if we held them out after 3 back-to-back sets on our own line, as long as we stay complacent and we're a bit resilient, we'll get into the half and we'll score some points.
The second half, you were scoring tries for fun, though.
Yeah, I think, patience was a big word. We spoke about what can we control, and we knew we had to control the ruck, we knew we had to control their middles, and I think once we did that and we tired them out, we did the hard work in the first half, which meant that we could throw the ball around a little, and our outside backs are just so clinical on the edges, and they finished everything for us.
And you spoke, Jodie, afterwards, and there are a few players who missed out on Wembley last year, aren't they? Erin Stott being one of them, getting over for a try.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some of the young girls, they're so grounded as well for being so young and playing on this massive stage. And I think Darcy Stott was probably one who really did miss out. She got a broken foot literally a week before Wembley. She just put in that performance, scored in a semi-final. Like, I'm so buzzing for them lot to get back to Wembley. And for us as well as oldies, we haven't got many years left, so made up to get back there.
And it was a tough game. You've got to put a bit of makeup on to cover up yet another black eye.
Yeah, it was tough, and look, our job in the middle was about working hard, and I'll do anything for this group of girls. I think we all proved that we were willing to put our body on the line, bumps, bruises, whatever. We'd do whatever it took to get there, and I think everybody did that today.
We look forward to seeing you both at Wembley in a few weeks' time. Many congratulations.
Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Turning our attentions back to the men's semi-finals. Of course, we've got the Huddersfield-Warrington game tomorrow. What can Hull KR do here?
Well, they need to start fast. They almost need to forget that first half. They need to score first. It's a really hot day, so there are going to be points of plenty in this second half, but they need to be the ones who definitely score first.
Wigan came today to play. They came with their best game. I think defensively, Hull KR have got to produce something that I've just not seen in that first half, and they've got to get off to an amazing start here. They've got to score maybe a couple of tries.
They've got to try and create doubt in Wigan's minds, haven't they, by going fast at the start?
Yeah, they have, but what they can't do is overplay. They can't overplay because that'll spiral and make errors. What they've got to do is back themselves. I thought they actually started the game quite well before they went behind on the scoreboard. So just get back to it. We know they're a good side. I'm sure Willie Peters has given them a bit of a focus point, and they'll do well.
OK, Kev, John, thank you very much. Let's return to Jonathan, Brian and Matt.
Thank you, chappers. So the two sides back out, two very different team talks, no doubt, half-time. Jonathan Davis.
I have to say, Kevin, that's the best shinned kick I have ever seen in my life.
I've heard some things from Kev over the years. If I was Bevan French, I'd be sticking with the shins rather than the feet.
Yeah, beautifully weighted kick. And this semi-final threatening to run away with itself in terms of Wigan's dominance. Hull KR almost have to come out, all guns blazing, put the scoreboard behind them and try to jag themselves something in this game. The fans have come in huge numbers here today, vastly outnumbering the Wigan contingent. But the story on the field has been all about those who normally will be wearing cherry and white. Those in red and white today, Hull KR, 24-0 down at halfway. What do you think, Brian?
It's crazy, but they've got to go set by set of Rovers in this second half and see where they're at the end of every set. They're going to get 20 opportunities if they can manage to control the ball. The biggest stat that they've got to cure is you can't miss 31 tackles in a semi-final. Expect to have some success.
That's it. I think they've got to think if Wigan can score that much points, maybe we can, but they've got to just stick to their plan and try and just create something, because I don't think they've really created anything as well.
Well, they've got to score. Sorry, Matt, they've got to score. And will they score for being flamboyant and flash? They've got to get to the right parts of the field. And like I say, set by set, it goes to 20, 24, 6. And then 24-12, all of a sudden they're back in it.
Right, Tanya's got some news for us at pitchside.
Yeah, the half-time message is, Wigan, it was fairly straightforward. Don't drop the intensity and focus on our own game. Willie Peters said an awful lot was said in the half-time break, but he's told his team to break it down into 10-minute periods. Wigan have been scoring too easily. When we go set for set with them, we'll be okay.
So Willie Peters fairly measured by the sound of it after the initial blast, potentially. So Wigan have the game in the palm of their hand at the moment. They are less than 40 minutes away from a return to Wembley. Last tackle. Churning their way through the set here as Harry Smith looks for distance. Nine Levels with a chance to bring it forward here for OKR. And Tyrone May, with a few of those forwards just trudging back. And the body language doesn't speak volumes, really, in a positive sense. For OKR, they need somebody to lift them here. And it might well be Ryan Hall. To halfway. Litton steering them forward now with King. That's more like it from OKR.
He's working hard, King, isn't he? He is working hard. He's taking it to them.
Cranking out meters. Tanginoa. Oh, he left Mago on his backside. Last tackle.
Well, already signs of improvement straight away from Rovers.
Lewis with the kick. He got time to get that away. Obachek's in the frame here.
Look at the three Wigan players in front of the full back. You know, you've got to just try and get through them and put pressure on him. There's been two high kicks with no pressure put on field whatsoever. Just smash into those blockers, get into their pusher, push the blockers into field, put them into the full back. Otherwise, the referee's not going to do anything about it. So you can moan and groan, make the referee give decisions one way or the other.
Jake Wardle snapping into that collision for Wigan, who are 24 points to the good. And a foot in the Challenge Cup final already. Last one here, but OKR doing much better in terms of limiting the yardage. But when you've got that long kicking game you were talking about, although Burgess has a chance to run it straight back at Wigan here.
Yeah, two good sets from Rovers defensively, much improved.
Ryan Hall, didn't see an awful lot of this from him in the first half. Normally he's almost involved every set metronomically.
Well, he summed up a little bit of hard effort at the start of this second half. A little bit more connection from this Rovers team and things might look a whole lot better.
They've got shape on that right, if they can hit it. Luckily, just the type of ram raid that they need. Flings the pass. Lewis looking to engage. And he almost slipped the net there. Once again, Devon French mixed the thick of it defensively for his team. Litton, now Minchella. Can they open them up here? OKR coming forward, little flick pass onto Hiku, but that was read brilliantly by Harry Smith.
Go 5. I've got the ball.
That worked brilliantly against Saints a couple of weeks ago. Didn't work today. Kieran comes, misses. They'll get the ball back here. Obachek. Oh, Chris Kendall has given the decision against OKR here.
Well, it's those small things that are just not quite getting right. I think Tanganoa's offside here on the kick.
Let's see this. That's, you know, it's
offside, Kalaki Tanganoa.
Wow. Called him offside. The number 20 there for our views on the screen. It was
I don't
Tanganoa.
think that wasn't offside. And that's a small thing. You get a chance there now. They get a repeat set, right? As one of the players is heading towards the post. That's a huge call in the context of the game for Hull KR. I think it's a wrong call as well. He's not happy.
Yeah. Apoplectic, isn't he, in his little coaching position?
Well, everybody talked about at half-time was the clinical nature of what Wigan have been doing after a Hull KR error or penalty or a situation we've just seen there, an offside on the kick. Let's see what happens now with that clinical nature.
Tyler Debris got on the outside shoulder just a moment ago. Mago being used as the prod to work their way through. Good defence that time on the Robins, but they don't need any second bites of the cherry like that from Mikey Lewis. I mean, why on earth has he gone come back in, clear the ruck, get on with it. You made the tackle. And we can get a penalty here, and the boos chorusing from that away end, or that Rovers end anyway.
Well, their system will be they'll kick 2 points here. Pretty confident of that. Even 24-0 up.
Well,
Takes it another step away.
Let's have a look at that decision again now, because I think they're getting frustrated now. They're blocking that decision. Is he offside? Number 20, right? Let's have a look.
I get what you're saying, but he makes the tackle.
I don't think that's offside.
Yeah, I know.
Well, the touch he must have called it.
He did call it, didn't he? But
Then if you pull out, yeah, and that's what
that's a tough call. That's a very tough call against Hull.
Manchella as captain was in dialogue with Chris Kendall there, trying to get the explanation.
Watch out.
I think vexed is the word.
He's not happy. He's not happy. And you can see some things have gone against him. And what they've done to make it worse is that Wigan have really stuck the knife in by scoring from them.
So Adam Kieran just placing the ball on the tee. And this is a real dig in the ribs, isn't it, for Hull KR?
You've got to score, 5 times now, haven't they? That's the thing. And convert them all. Just a little bit harder to do. And it's psychologically, Brian, isn't it?
Sun shining. Temperatures going up. Not getting some decisions. Getting slightly frustrated. Kieran, who comes on to kick instead of Smith, goes bang. There's another 2 points.
Yeah, didn't miss, did he? Adam Kieran then with the goal. 26 points the lead. Tanya has some news for us.
Yeah, Willie Peters has come back down to the touchline. He's had a go at the fourth official. He's had a go at the match commissioner. It's fair to say he is not a happy man.
Yeah, currently chewing the ear off David Hodgson as well, I think. But my eyesight doesn't deceive me.
You can be vexed as you like. The precision with which Wigan are responding to every situation is just taking the game further and further away from Hull KR.
When Wigan return the ball like that, when you know that they are in their pomp, they are in their at their slickest and at their sharpest. Thompson with that carry. Off the back of that comes Cruz Leeming.
It's a quick play of the ball, defender on the ground. It's easy yard for Leeming there.
He's jitterbugging his way forward. French arm, Mago spills it. Okay, getting themselves a tiny crumb of comfort here.
He dropped everything there, didn't he? Not just the ball, everything went.
Yeah.
Opportunity here for Rovers.
Let's go, boys, pack down. 10 metres.
So they'll pack down. Mago,
10 metres.
rueful.
Head in, Jez.
Robbins hopeful. As Lewis, who can be the creative spark, but not when the defence is just that solid.
That's good work there. Zemba's just out there from the scrum, read the play.
Well, that's the bit they don't look like dropping off on. If you look at the line speed and how far forward the team in turquoise come forward, whether the ball's going near them or not, they can solve problems. Everything that Hull KR are throwing out, they're solving because of their decision-making and willingness to get forward and be physical.
Yeah.
Lytton then to Manchella, turned back into the traffic for King.
Cruise out now.
Hull KR finding themselves closer to those posts here. Are they closer to some points? Evolds, but he might make a difference. That's a better spot for them to finish the set here. Can they force a repeat set? Can they come away with some points? May with the kick. He's going to put that in an area to cause some problems. Lewis with the flick. That's Hollywood stuff from him. And Joe Burgess will take that ball and touch it down. But there might just be a few doubts about the build-up. But Chris Kendall says try on-field decision, and Hull KR might just eject some points. Jack Smith will make sure.
Tackle 5, the on-field decision is a try. It comes from a kick, so we're going to check onside, please, before we then go into the collision and grounding. So pause it right on the foot for me, please. On Tyrone May's foot when the ball's on his foot. Ball's on his foot there. Everybody to the right that's in shot is onside. Let's run this through. These are all okay. Something in tight on the collision and the catch, please. This is all fine at this point. I'll go and see if anybody touches this ball here. That is always off Petr Hiku anyway, so this is fine now. We're just going to have to go in tight on grounding. The initial bit's always off Hiku. Slow on this angle. Genuine tackle. Just keep running this through. My decision is try. Keep going, keep going. Right, lose the ball there. Go back to the first bit. Have we got any other angles of the first bit? Where it's firstly grounded. This angle is slow. Don't see it at that point. You don't see there. We've got anything else on the first part where it's grounded? Try this angle and slow. He's in possession. Just go slowly back, please. Back on this angle. Right then, slowly forward, 1 or 2 frames. There, pause the ball there. Live course try. Thank you, I have made my decision.
So Joe Burgess, decision pending. Hooker have some reward. They are on the board, still a long way to go, but it could be the start of something.
Yeah, it's a great finish, but I thought we were going to be waiting for the bank holiday weekend to get a decision of the TMO, to be honest, on the video ref.
What brilliant skill from Mikey Lewis.
Brilliant,
under
brilliant
pressure.
touch.
Hiku gets the flick. Mikey Lewis knows Burgess is there. Watch this. Great kick from May, you have to say, and the competition at last.
First time they've competed for it. He's lost, you know, and he's got the ball back.
One of those effort areas that everybody's spoken about. There are 3 or 4 red and white jumpers in the frame here, as well as the blue ones, which gives him the ability, not only the super skill from Mikey Lewis to get Burgess into the corner, but the finish.
Beautiful pass.
So Mikey Lewis is creator supreme there. Can make it a slightly easier proposition.
Good kick. That's a great kick, because all the conversions will be crucial now. If they are going to get back into this game, those 2 points are very important. Brilliant kick.
Sinks it.
Well, there's the competition we've been anchoring for. Hiku gets the lucky bounce, and Mikey Lewis gets the skillful flick of the pass. Burgess scores in the corner.
We talked about putting doubt amongst Wigan. They've still got a comfortable lead, but those misconversions have made this just look a slightly easier issue, haven't they? 20 points is not insurmountable. And they made a real hash of this here. And they've gone from points to an absolute howler.
Yeah, there's lack of poor communication there. You know, let's have a look at this. It's the guy running onto the ball has got to take it. For me, that's got to be... Is that Mikey Lewis there? He's got to take it. That's a very... Mikey Lewis has got to take that, because that's a very difficult catch for Ryan Hall. Turning on his shoulder, it's the easiest catch for Mikey Lewis. Poor communication.
One of them certainly had to go for it.
Yeah.
One of them did.
One of them got to go, yeah.
Cruz, come forwards.
1 step forward. 2 steps back for Hull KR potentially here. We can talk about poking the bear or the beast, and
let's go.
there'll be game here.
Well, that was a self-inflicted poke.
It was.
They're just giving up field position territory. They're raising back into the game.
Put themselves in the eye there.
Yeah.
Leeming pops one up to Thompson. Big barge.
It's a big set for this Hull KR. You've got to try and hold him out here.
Leeming looking to pickpocket here. Goes one side, goes the other, goes to the posts. Held out. But there might be some gaps elsewhere, because they've had to flood that middle to stop him. Thompson again crashes into the wave. Just almost on that line. Leeming for Kane Ellis. Oh no, it's Patrick May. Was it Tyler Dupree after all that? Finally got it right, and he batches his way in, but that was too easy for Wigan on the back of that pudding of an error. They have come up with the points.
Well, it's route one. They didn't have to do anything else. The line's under pressure from their own mistake again from Rovers. And Wigan have just played that precision game. They'll say, well, we'll keep testing you. We'll test you around there. Cruz Lehman had a little bit of a dabble and caused some pressure in around the middle. And then Tyler Dupree just picked his spot and ran too hard.
You probably have. If you don't catch this kick, right, you're under pressure straight away, very near to your try line. And the size of those Wigan forwards, on a one-on-one, you're not gonna hold them out. You know, that's the thing. So easy. Just watch him. He just comes on easy run. I think it's Niall Evans who's in making the tackle. A full-back, small full-back on a big forward. You've got an absolutely zero chance of stopping it.
Proper checks as well on his line, wasn't it? They're just good luck with that one. You see him coming for you at that speed and you're not set and you haven't claimed some time around the play of the ball. Cruz Lehman took that time away because of elusiveness in and around there. Quick play of the ball. Bang, see you later.
Fourth try of the season for Tyler Dupree, and it could be the one which momentarily cooks the Robin.
He just killed that momentum. So first time they have a little bit of momentum, they score the try, they have a beautiful conversion, and then that mistake deflates everything.
So Adam Kieran to slot it, and he does, and Wigan's lead grows again. They have that buffer, and OKR are chasing in the sunshine. And you can feel the intensity seep out on the back of that. There were plenty of OKR players who just facial expressions told the story.
And Wigan are just too good. You see the early carry there from Marshall off the kick restart.
Zero.
They find it, their front.
Will this game blow wide open in terms of Wigan piling on points?
They've been ruthless.
Patrick Mago with his hand up. The Wigan fans already cheering, already serenading their way to the Wembley Arch. Lehman to rip his way through. And a kick downfield from French. Taken by Niall Evans at the back. Pendulum swing they're looking for.
Yeah, early kick that was again. Look at the chase and look at the LKR players coming back. They're tied back. They've got to take the workload up here. The back three have.
Well, even with an early kick, when not everybody's set, they've still got 9 blue jumpers into the frame and covered both sides of the field. So Niall Evans has no chance of making an impression upon that. And that's the precision element of what everybody's spoken about and what we're going to doing today.
That's the awareness as well, you know, and when to kick, you know, give them the ball, put them under pressure.
Whitbread's back on and right back into it for OKR. They need a foothold from somewhere. One they last had has just crumbled. Pass out, darting. Sue punches it up here. Wigan look comfortable. Under the back of the pressure. Lewis allowed time to run. Finds Obachek back on the inside for Tanginoa. Ball squirts loose, and Wigan, and they just did enough again.
Well, they do have to chance their arm, Rovers. So those kind of players at that part of the field, it's hard to criticise.
Yeah,
they've got to find themselves a way back into the game.
They did create an opportunity there. Just watch Lewis the inside ball. Tanganoa was there, but unfortunately lost it. But just create a little chance.
And the scoreline well and truly against OKR here. And they will keep fighting. Well, Wigan will let them anyway. Wardle. Dominant effort so far from Wigan. Scooped up by Leeming and Liam Farrell.
They're just going to complete their sets now, kill the clock when they've got the ball.
Brad O'Neill's back on, tigerish in his efforts. Lee-born hooker, but been in that Wigan system a long time. Lacerated his liver as a youngster, did his ACL. Had a long road to come back from here. They went for a little bit of a chip and chase there, did Wigan.
Well, that's the first time they've done anything off script, Wigan.
Yes.
And it's the first time that they haven't had a result. So I'm confident the message will be going straight down from Manny Pete. Get back to what you're doing real good.
Yep, that's it.
Bang to touch by Lewis. Now they've got a bit of field position here, Hull KR. Hiccup to tap, Mays in the frame. Offering support is Mikey Lewis. Shape on this left side, Eccles. Oh, that one's spun up awkwardly, and Semba comes up with it, and Sheffield is almost away. Wow, another chance goes begging.
Well, was it a chance? They had the chance their arm, but skill wasn't good enough in the end.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to throw the pass there. Comes on a short inside ball. I just thought they just held on to it. The Hull KR played out. It's very difficult to see who he is at the moment.
Well, Jiffy, I think it's the first time in the game I've seen Niall Evelyn playing with the opportunities in
exactly.
Yeah, he came on. Make a decision. The fact that he made the wrong decision or the skill wasn't good enough.
Kelebi Tanganoa. He's down. I don't know whether he took the ball full in the chops or whether he got something a little more unsavoury, but it looks as though he's receiving treatment.
No, I think it was a...
Yeah, I think he got a shoulder off Kieran, didn't he?
So both sides taking the opportunity to take a breather. It's been ferocious. Ollie Peters at pitch side. He's rubbing his hands in frustration. Stony-faced, fair to say. Brian Noble, Ollie Peters.
Fed up, you might use that word. Can't show fed up, 20 odd minutes to go. They've been dominated.
Yeah, good finishing. Variety of tries. Lovely little kick. Ally Smith.
We've got a big fight night tonight, but you have to say the precision with which Wigan have punched and jabbed and hooked and finally kicked this Hull KR team into a corner has been exemplary.
Tyler Debris, the rest of the try scorers from Wigan. Fans enjoying their afternoon in the sunshine. Now opposite, on the opposite end of the field, not quite so. And Kelebi Tanganoa, as he walks off the field, looking a little worse for wear. George King is back on.
Yeah, I don't think George King expected to come on that early because he had run his guts off, hadn't he, really?
Did well, didn't he, King?
All good.
He missed that punch from Tanganoa, who's down on his haunches again. I hope everything's okay on that score.
It looks like a rib injury.
Yeah, he's just pointed to the that particular area of his anatomy. Here comes Brad O'Neill.
Move! Wait, George. Go.
Lehman waiting at Acton half. Field to Farrell. That left side attack purring again.
Just caught them short again. He had to stand off and then mid-easy yards.
Field looking for the kick maybe here from Smith. They're on the chase. Sam Walters is on for his Wigan debut. And that ball is dotted down in goal. So it'll be a drop out to come, and Wigan turning the screw here.
So the message, back on board, back on track, from the sidelines via Sean O'Loughlin. Well, play for yourself, play as a team, and we saw complete team effort there with a kick at the end. We've got plenty of people in the frame in blue jumpers.
The turn, repeat set now, look.
Field takes that drop out on the full, and he's got support flooding. He's going to take them on the outside here. And then he thought a little better of it with a sideline loaded.
Stand! Wait, go. One.
And they'll come now with Walters. Broke his collarbone in pre-season. This is his first attempt to get out there in a first-grade game. Not a bad place to start. Former Leeds and Widnes man is Thompson.
Big lump, isn't he?
He piles in. He's a unit on this edge. Sam Walters, if they can get him one-on-one, they might look to do it now. He somehow snatched that ball out from about 2 foot in front of him.
I don't think he was expecting that.
No, he didn't want that, did he?
He clutched it in. Leeming again, checking both sides of the ruck, causing a bit of a confused defensive line.
Field straightens things up nicely. Oh, looking for that ball to Farrell. The past few years, that's been a stock play for Wigan.
Well, normally he comes back a little bit, does Farrell. Normally he hits the hole here. He's great when he's stepping back, just looking for a jink in that defensive line. And normally he opens it wide open and floods through. They aimed up there, Hooker.
Yeah, it's a mistake, great mistake today from Wigan, but look where they've made the mistake.
So just under a quarter remaining here in Doncaster. Challenge Cup semi-final #1 for the men. St Helens women already there. Wigan set to join them. Mincheliga, a second phase joy here for the Robins, and they're inside Wigan territory. Parcell takes it up and then runs into Leeming. Just about ekes his way to the 30. OKR want a set restart, and they've got one. Chance your arm time, as you said. King will just lay a platform. Parcell has the schemers, the playmakers, the craftsmen in sight. Evolds. Overcheck is checked. Meanwhile,
I think he's lost the plot a little bit here.
Thompson.
Yeah,
he's been running around the last years. I've noticed that.
He's a couple of incidents. He didn't need to do it. He could be in the bin here, which wouldn't help Wigan's cause. In a comfortable position.
Somebody upset his dress sense. He's been chasing everybody around the last few plays. That was Marker in the line.
The late hit, just watch him, see it? Late hit on Lewis. In the NRL, that's off. Anybody touches you half back, late pass with a blind cheap shot, you're off.
That was a proper in the kidneys job, that one, wasn't it, from Luke Thompson?
Just got to take a breath now, yes.
Well, tap it, May brings in King. Inside Wigan's 20. Options either side of that rook. May takes it into the teeth. Lewis plays short to Overcheck. Wigan hold him out. Evolds will dish this one up for Lewis. Oh, it's sparked again.
Yeah, it's a punch throw then, I think.
Well, it's gone a little bit Wild West here.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to remind him the fights tonight.
You very rarely see a punch throw now because there's cameras everywhere.
You get sent off as well.
And you get sent off, yeah. So this will be interesting to see what happens. Just watch.
Overcheck didn't like the attention.
There's a push in the face.
Push in the face, just get on with it now.
And then Overcheck gets his face pressed into the dirt by his pals.
Well, I haven't read the latest credentials from the RFL, but I don't think a push in the face is a send-off, is it?
Well, that's what the referee
is it the letter of the law now, or is it a little bit of empathy? Let's have a look at this now. Does it warrant a red card?
There's a lot of shoving and pushing and scrapping.
Well, if it says that is what it says, isn't it, on a tin?
Shoving the face.
So, see what happens now.
The clock's been stopped, 64 minutes. Okay, I need to get into a rugby game rather than a wrestling match. This isn't helping their cause at all.
It's a great point that you make, Matt. They can't afford to be distracted if there's any chance in this game. This just plays more into Wigan's hands.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think really the Wigan play didn't seem to do anything there. Just on top of the tackle. frustration from Alkea. It's a push, yes, there's hit him in the face. I think it would be harsh for sending off. What do you think, Brian?
I think it would be harsh.
It would be harsh, but who knows these days?
Will Peters and Brett Delaney were in dialogue just a moment ago. So Tom Opacek being called over along with Elliot Minchella, his captain, by Chris Kendall.
There's not a lot in that initially. You take it into your own hands. It's an open palm push to the face. 10 minutes in the bin. Yeah, but he pushed me. Yeah, and I'm going to deal with that.
So sin bidding for Tom Opacek.
There's two going off here, there's Wigan playing going off as well.
Liam and Adam.
Why does it take long to send two players off? Just get on with it.
Because it's hot. The ref needs a ref as well.
The penalty's going your way. The penalty was always going your way. However, you then escalate that by doing what you do. It's a retaliation. You're 10 minutes in the bin.
What did he do?
Aaron Kieran was almost a levelling up, isn't it, there? 12 on 12 then.
No, it's not a penalty.
10 minutes.
Well, I think it's you rub my face, I'll rub yours, we'll both go to the bin. I think that's what we've got there. I think the letter of the law says he's got to do something.
I think Willie's got to calm down, and he is ready to explode.
Bevan, let's get him behind here, please. Sam.
A little cooler in the Wigan press box, should I say, coach's box at the moment.
I actually think Adam Kieran's given him a facial on the floor, which is the original penalty. He's got up and pushed him in the mush. Now the penalty's been reversed because of what he's done.
Cheers, yeah.
Will Peters seething. His side trailing. Fractious finish.
Crucial point here is 15 minutes on the clock, and they've got to get some points.
Well, there might be a bit more space. It's the only helping factor, but they're both sides down to 12. They're looking for a route forward. They're going to build on their lead, but all they really need to do is whack out the sets, finish with a good kick. French to field. Oh, big ball wide for Miski. He's on a hat-trick. It'll be a kick back in field. They're flooding forward for it. Sam Walters patches it. Sam Walters flings the wild one. Wardle's going to touch this down. And Wigan strike again with a try that came from deep. And once again, they have punished Alkea. And that surely now is Wigan back at Wembley in 2024.
Again, the opportunity rises. It's a beautiful cut-out pass. He hugs the touchline, Marshall, and again, it's a lovely, lovely little kick inside. And the support is there. Again, the execution was brilliant, the options were good, and they're clinical.
Well, is there anybody in this Wigan team that can't shin a ball?
I know,
as Kev Brown says. This is another expert kick. They go to the width, they find width, and it's Miski. It's Miski down the sideline. He thinks, well, I'm having a bash. Boom. Clip inside, everybody chasing, great chase. Walters picks up the ball, slings the speculator, but there's 3-4 blue jumpers in the frame, so they deserve their score.
Just watch. Before that, I think Minicello has a nibble at Bevan French, and that creates the 3-on-2 again, and it's the choice of pass that kills them.
1 minute.
And then the ball goes wide, the kick, it's a lovely pass, the kick favours Wigan.
Proper penalty again.
Yeah.
How many times have we seen from either a poor kick or a penalty or an error that this team that are on point? There's another expression from every one of their players is on point, and their team selections and their team players and all of the. We've only seen one where Bevan French went through the middle and maybe made something up for himself. The rest of it, they're all on the same script. I agree with Matt Pete. They'd be hard to preview at the moment.
Threats flooding. Anyone they play like that, when it's a little bit off the cuff, when it's away from structure, it's devastating.
It's just playing outside the box, isn't it? That's all it is, It's just you play what's in front of you.
Kick is good from Smith.
Well, I think that's scripted. I don't think that's like game plan. You will pass to him, you will pass to him. That's a whole team moving in unison with some synchronicity. They find an edge play.
Just watch
there you go.
Just watch Bevan French goes across all of them. Minicello jumps out. It's a 3-on-2. It's a perfect choice of pass. And then from here, They said, if you're going to kick, don't die with the ball, the winger. Kick inside, and we'll have support there.
And boy, they did. They packed players in the frame, and they got their reward. And Wigan now,
even going back, you know, to the great Wigan days, when you had boys breaking on the side, Sean Edwards was an absolute genius at the support, and that's all he did was run post to post, post to post, and even Fire did as well. And if anything came inside, they were there to support them, and that's all these boys are doing. They're running the posts.
Well, when I was a young coach, I asked Martin Fire how he managed to get to every breakdown, and he used to work it out, how he could get to a play or a part of the field quicker than anybody else.
Ethan Havard then tastes the turf on the back of the tackle from King. French, he was looking at that inside ball, looking for Field. So he took a big carry forward instead. Last tackle in the set here for Wigan. And Smith's kick, oh!
That's a nasty one.
Oh, torpedo all over the shop.
Good take, that is. Look at this, look at that line again, though. You're talking 68 minutes.
Go on.
So here come Hokea. The game well and truly away from them at this stage. Batchelor into dummy half steps. Fetahiku. May now to Whitbread. Been able to carve Wigan up here.
I think the biggest compliment you can play Wigan today is the fact that nobody's been flash. Everybody's played their part, everybody's been in unison, everybody's known their roles and managed to execute at the right time. So the precision of execution at the right time has been exemplary, along with all those effort areas that we've seen.
Lewis's kick. Field shooting the eyes.
And again, that's too far. Hickey with a little bit of a lefty.
Okay, I need to make sure they don't really blow up here.
They can't blow up. This is going to be a big test for them after this game, because they've been destroyed in this game, and how they look at the end of the season, because they were going well, playing with a lot of confidence, had some good scalps, and this is a real setback. They've got to just bounce back from this now.
Miski still in with a hat-trick. Opportunity here this afternoon. Sheffield pushes that one wide. French has just popped up on that edge and he's dragged a touch. Just over 10 minutes to play. An afternoon which has been chastening for those in red and white.
Get square! Okay.
And those Wigan fans making new memories. Dads and granddads would have told them all about the glory days. Well, they're here to stay. They're here right now. Under Matt Pete. Okay, I might have to wait a little longer for theirs to repeat. Lovely short ball that time. So we're going to put Batchelor through a hole.
Back, Brad. Hold. Go to.
Scooped up by Parcell. Lewis jinks across the line, looking for somebody to hit a hole for him. He's to try to make his own, and he's just gone one side of the field almost to the other there. Just no penetration.
No runners off him as well.
Frustrating afternoon for Lewis. King, that's more like it. Pounding the turf. Skittering defenders. 10 out. May trying to thread the needle.
Lucky there, I think it's the wrong play there. Knock on again now, man.
They've lost it on the ground. It would have been
And it's all the plug pulled, essentially, on Hokea there.
Well, they've done that to themselves a lot, haven't they, Hokea? You know, we're looking at this blowout score. There's not been a lack of effort from Hokea. It's just been the other team have been pretty much on it.
Let's go, Pat down.
Their end of sets have been poor. You know, they haven't had an opportunity to create pressure.
That's been poor for them.
Okay, let's go bowling. Out.
So Farrell with this hit up here.
Move! 10 metres, wait, go on.
O'Neill. Very tight Wigan at the moment. Almost chuck a blanket over them, but these are just the building blocks.
Hold.
They're going to finish with a flourish.
Wait, James. Just tangled up.
And they post 40 plus here. Ethan Howard, good to see him back up and fit and firing. O'Neill, now French. Fun in the sun for Wigan here this afternoon in the Challenge Cup semi-finals. Wembley bound. Smith, big ball wide for Marshall. Not quite the execution they were looking for. And that field looks like at times he's playing touch football on a beach somewhere. Last one for Wigan. Smith, really smart kick, found the ground.
Where do you want the turnover?
It's clocking it.
Max, if you want it, Wigan.
Ball on a string from Harry Smith.
No spoiling now, lads.
Good kicking game with that guy. He's controlled the first half performance was brilliant. He was one in the first half. Yeah, they've fallen a little bit lower than the standard set in the first half, but you know they've been just solid, absolutely solid, clinical in attack, solid in defence.
Both sides about to receive their full complement. Tom off a check on the sideline, ready to return. Wigan looking for their returnee as well. So are trying to play a bit off the cuff that time.
Get close to marker.
They've grafted hard, OKR at times. No lack of perspiration, but cutting edge and inspiration has at times let them down. And Wigan have punished it with little thought. Lewis, that's what he's here for. Great skill. Minchella pushing up. But look at the scramble for Wigan, even at this stage. They don't want to be cut open.
Oh, Mikey Lewis, their most threatening player, gets through the line, and there's only Minchella on his inside. Have they got to finish here and stall?
Way in the corner.
I think he dropped it.
And Joe Burgess might have taken one for the team there as he dived for the corner.
I think by Jay Field's reaction, he's lost it.
We have no try.
Chris Kendall says no try, and Jack Smith will check.
Tackle 5, we've got no try on field, and we're checking touch and grounding, please. Tackle 5. It's just in possession at this point, it's going towards the line. It's a push by Mago. And you can't see the fingers come off the ball at that angle. Just check the back angle, please, just to establish his feet first. Then we can move on to the grounding element of it. Possession at that point. You lose a hand on that. Can you go back on this same angle, please? Slow on this angle. Slow. Keep going slow. And it goes blurry on his finger. Can we go back to the front on angle, please? This angle might do us. Going to lose the ball on that. Go to the front angle, please. The live call is no try on this. On this angle. Ball's in his hand, still in his finger there. His finger, and then we lose the ball. We've gone around all the angles, and the live decision is no try. We've got insufficient evidence to overrule that call. Thank you, I've made my decision.
So, Joe Burgess diving for the corner in vain. Only I think he took a whack for his trouble.
Yeah, again, great effort. You know, just lost the ball. A couple of defenders over there.
Well, a really, really pertinent point you made there, Matt, in your commentary about the the recovery from Wigan. They were fractured twice and they got blue jumpers back, so those are the effort areas. They're streaming back to try and stop OKR getting in the corner. Burgess has every right to get that down. The great finishes we see these days in the corner with the wingers, and Field gets himself into the frame and he drops his ball. Another two examples of...
I think one of them was a front rower that got there as well.
Yeah, Patrick Mago. So Joe Burgess making his way around the touchline. He's had to come off. Both sides back to full strength then. Tom Opacek on, and Adam Kieran would have come back on, but he's been replaced by Patrick Mago. So Wigan turning the interchange. The returning into an interchange, and it's Mago who guides them to within halfway. Havard here with another slug up right into the meat and drink of OKR's defence. O'Neill sweeps to Smith. Now French. Back now to Sam Walters, who's really making an impact on his debut. O'Neill down the short side with French. Looking to carve him up here with a little bit of a dummy. Flick pass finds Miski. Field. Smith again. Smith fancies it here, but it's good cover at the back from Niall Edwards. Not before he is lassoed.
Good cover. Rounded up, slung over the goal line. I was given a high tackle, so they got a penalty. So eventually they get a result, Rovers, but full credit to Harry Smith.
So, player of the match time.
Well, he gave a penalty away there. That's the only thing he's done wrong all game, to be honest. So his performance in organising his players, his kicking game, he scored a try as well. I just think he has been superb. So Harry Smith is my Betfred Challenge Cup player of the match, on the back of a brilliant platform given by his side.
Yeah, Sean Wayne will be looking on, won't he, and thinking, yeah, he's seen a player like Harry Smith wow in a big game, deliver a big performance of control and composure and class and skill. So 3 to play. Wigan heading for Wembley. As Batchelor looking for a consolation score here. Parcell, Whitbread. OKR showing a bit of menace here. Late on, Ryan Hall steams down the line, and his kick outruns the pushing support.
That's the difference there. You know, lovely inside kick, just a little bit too much on it.
And we had an opportunity for Mikey Lewis in the first half, and he kicked it too far.
Fine margins. You talked about it being a hard football pitch, Jiffy, and they just the back, it does kick.
Yeah, he always bounces on.
I think the referee had already decided to give a penalty on a late tackle on Minchella. We see here, he thinks he gets a bit of a nudge from the shoulder.
Okay. So, I can go again here. Jay Whitbread. We'll try Whitbread. I knew that's going to catch me out today. Jai Whitbread slugging it forward. It will be taken this time by Luckley.
He's there again, King. Fair play to him.
Manford got it.
Movement! Hold here, go to.
Parcell has a scoot himself. Whitbread. That's loose. And Wigan, that's just meat and drink to them. Time ticking down. Lewis to Opacek. Oh, that was a bell ringer. Right in there. Lewis with the kick, and it's just clipped behind by Harry Smith.
He just can't get a break. He's tried his absolute ankles off, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he's tried everything. He's tried breaking the line. He's tried to find somebody else. He's tried chip kicks. He's tried rubber kicks. He's had a dig.
Just think that Tyrone May's had a quiet game. You need to orchestrate a bit more and leave this guy have the ball in his hands and cause problems for the Wigan defence, and that hasn't happened.
Like a sycamore branch, little leaf that as it swung out from the dropout. So OKR with the final acts then of this game. Last half a minute of this Challenge Cup semi-final in which they have been bested by the world champions and the Super League champions. So it's Litton onto Lewis. Opicek. Oh, he didn't get his head taken off nearly there. That was a clobber.
Might be some. Well, there's only 30 seconds left, but might get 30 seconds in the bin for this. No, just let it roll. The referee.
Yes. It's a high shot there.
Me too.
That should be a yellow card.
Well, we'll have the penalty, that's for sure. Lewis will hang the kick, and then it's booted behind by Harry Smith to cheers from the Wigan end, because Wigan are heading back to Wembley in the Betfred Challenge Cup of 2024. They have taken on Hull KR, and they have blown them away here in Doncaster. A comprehensive performance by Matt Pete's side. Willie Peters, Robbins, scarcely in the contest. A quick word from you both.
Too big, too fast, too strong, and absolutely too precise in everything that they did.
Yeah, very well organised. As I said, very solid in defence. What a win.
So, that is it. Hull KR 6, Wigan 38. And Joe Wilkin is on the pitch with some reaction.